You and I had a conversation probably 2 years ago, talked about Bitcoin going to $500,000. You still in the same place?
Yes, we are. In fact, we're a little higher than that in our base case for the year 2030. And in our bull case, much higher. If you look at what has happened in the last year, actually, Sam Bankman-Fried didn't like Bitcoin at all. And he didn't like it because of its decentralization and transparency. And what companies went under, they were the highly centralized, non-transparent, opaque companies. So FTX, Celsius, 3AC, Three Arrows Capital.
ARK Invest founder and chief executive Cathie Wood has doubled down on her famous $1 million Bitcoin prediction. According to the American hedge fund manager and business executive, she expects the leading crypto asset to hit $1 million in approximately 7 years. Wood first made this prediction in early 2022 when she upped her price prediction for the leading crypto asset from $500,000 by 2026 to $1 million by 2030. According to the hedge fund manager, her predictions are based on extensive research performed by the ARK Invest team. The Florida-based investment management firm manages exchange-traded funds based on disruptive innovations, including blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, and robotics. In a Wednesday interview with CNBC, Wood discusses her team's unwavering convictions on these sectors, especially blockchain technology and leading crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ether. She explains that despite the severe downturn, blockchain technology continues to foster multiple revolutions, one of which is Bitcoin. In her interview, Wood also discusses her outlook for the U.S. economy, inflation, and the general performance of the markets over the past year due to the gloomy economic environment. We will now take you to Cathie Wood's recent interview with CNBC. Please watch the video to the end, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel for more related videos. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations about Wood's interview in the comments section below. Thanks and enjoy the video.
If you look at what happened to Bitcoin, the network, and Ethereum, the network, they really didn't skip a beat. All transactions were completed. All smart contracts opened and closed. So I think that starting with 0809, which is when Bitcoin really debuted, and even more so after the crypto fallout this past year, the collapse in many companies, this idea of transparency and decentralization is taking hold. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are the two best manifestations of that in the crypto world. I think what we've been through is a very big inflation and interest rate scare that hit long duration assets incredibly hard, including long-term bonds. Last year, the worst performance in the bond market since the 1700s. That's how bad this was. And of course, that was going to really hurt our strategies. But we do believe, and we have been saying for some time, that the inflation is unwinding. We think the market is leading the Fed, the bond market. I think we're down to 3.5% today on the 10-year Treasury bond yield. The bond market is basically saying the Fed is close to the end of this tightening move and is also saying that inflation will surprise on the low side of expectations, which means when we look back that the past 2 years inflation issue and interest rate issue has been a function of massive supply shocks to the system. And I noticed that even Janet Yellen this week said that she believes that inflation is probably going to surprise on the low side and stay there and might even become a problem. Larry Summers, same thing. He's saying, wait a minute, the economy is much weaker than I thought. So I think we're close to the end.
So you think Jay Powell is going to, and in terms of the language Jay Powell might use later today, you think it's going to be a little softer rather than sort of a hawkish tone?
You know, I have no idea. I don't know. I've been surprised at how unanimously this Fed board has voted, given how weak its own Federal Reserve Bank districts are, according to their own reports. So I don't know. I do know that the market is leading the Fed. And I also know that innovation solves problems. And we have a lot of problems now, including the Fed being so tight and activity becoming so weak in so many areas. So, you know, we put out big ideas last night These are our big ideas 2023. Very excited. And the first one you see there is artificial intelligence, which, of course, ChatGPT has finally caught the public's imagination. We've been working on artificial intelligence for a long time now, and I think some of the things we're seeing are just the beginning of the impact that artificial intelligence is going to have on every sector, every industry, every company.
Who do you think, though, is the biggest beneficiary or winner of that? Obviously, Tesla has been a big investment for you, and AI is a huge part of what they're trying to do. Again, we've had a big debate on this program, and I think in the markets for a long time about whether they're a car company or whether they're a tech company. I know you're in the tech camp, but what do you say to those who say, at least from the unit economics today, that it's a car company?
Well, I would say that it's just even its own gross margin structure would tell you there's something else going on here. Its gross margins are going up. And it's a technology company from the point of view of battery technology. It is at the leading edge there. Artificial intelligence, as you said, Andrew. And I think one of the most important things, you ask who the winners are going to be, they're going to be those companies with proprietary data and large pools of high quality proprietary data. And you'll see many of our stocks are in that category.
Let's talk about some other big ideas. Where are you in the world of crypto? We've been talking about crypto for a long time. I remember you and I had a conversation probably 2 years ago, talked about Bitcoin going to $500,000. You still in the same place? Yes,
we are. In fact, we're a little higher than that in our base case for the year 2030. And in our bull case, much higher. If you look at what has happened in the last year, actually, Sam Bankman-Fried didn't like Bitcoin at all. And he didn't like it because of its decentralization and transparency.
ARK Invest published its 2023 Big Ideas research on Tuesday, discussing the technological convergence they believe will take the market value of disruptive innovation from $13 trillion today to $200 trillion by 2030. According to the report and ARK's research, 5 innovation platforms are converging to create unprecedented growth trajectories. The 5 technologies are public blockchains, artificial intelligence, multi-omics sequencing, energy storage, and robotics. ARK believes artificial intelligence is the most important catalyst, and its velocity is cascading through all other technologies. On Bitcoin, the report reads, "We believe Bitcoin's long-term opportunity is strengthening. Despite a turbulent year, Bitcoin has not skipped a beat. Its network fundamentals have strengthened and its holder base has become more long-term focused. Contagion caused by centralized counterparties has elevated Bitcoin's value propositions, which are decentralization, auditability, and transparency. The price of one Bitcoin could exceed $1 million in the next decade." The report also notes that despite severe downturns, Bitcoin has outperformed every major asset class over longer time horizons. On a 5-year compound annual growth rate basis, ARK notes that Bitcoin is up an average of 272%, while global equities are up by 6.1%, global debt provided a yield of 1.4%, and gold is up by 2.2%. The report also points out that Bitcoin fundamentals are stronger today than in past drawdowns. These fundamentals include a higher hash rate, long-term holder supply, and addresses with non-zero balances. The report also maps out a growth trajectory for other digital assets. That section of the report reads, "As the value of tokenized financial assets grows on-chain, decentralized applications and the smart contract networks that power them could generate $450 billion in annual revenue and reach $5.3 trillion in market value by 2030. What are your thoughts on Cathie Wood and ARK Invest predictions for Bitcoin and other digital assets? Please drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Also, sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you never miss any of our regular uploads. Thanks for watching.